The sports card hobby is always exciting. It's a blast. But what happens when we face divorce? What's going on, sports card hobby family? It's another day. It's another sports card video. A little bit more of a serious topic, unfortunately, today, but somebody's got to balance out all the hype machine type stuff. Man, a lot of the IG and the YouTube content is all happy. And yes, I'll do some happy videos, of course, but I think there's also some real life discussions that we can have that I don't really see on many other channels. And today we'll talk about how we've got to be careful when dealing with our hobbies and managing our relationships. Before I dive in, thank you to everybody that has been hitting the affiliate links like a champ. The SED25 PSA first submitter code has been getting hit every single week. I very much appreciate it. That's on the shipping and billing screen there. One card minimum at PSA. Try out PSA, $25 off. Also, I've got eBay affiliate links down in the video description in the pinned comments. And people, again, hit those on the daily when you're buying your eBay cards or anything on eBay. I very much appreciate that. I do get a small commission from these things. And SlabMags. I had 5 separate orders from the affiliate link for SlabMags just yesterday. People, they want to display their great cards like a boss, and you want surface protection. You want that UV protection against surface issues as well as autographs, of course. And so again, as I said, we are in a exciting hobby. Look, we're all sports junkies. We love sports. We love, TV shows, movies. And so there's non-sports cards. There's all sorts of amazing things, whether it's sports cards, non-sports cards, comic books, action figures. The collectible space is rife with coolness and awesomeness. You can see I've got all the 80s, 90s nostalgia stuff. That said, we also have to be very careful managing this with our relationships. I can speak to this with my own marriage now, where I've had certain instances where I've got to really kind of get the excitement under control, and I've got to make sure that I'm watching my spending and tracking my buys and all that sort of stuff. Fortunately, my wife and I have a good system in place for this, but I went through a divorce myself going back to when I was 27 years old. Fortunately, I was younger. I didn't have a lot to lose financially, but emotionally it's a struggle. I had 2 small kids, so there is a lot that comes with a divorce. It's a lot. If you don't have kids, it's a little bit more of a cleaner break for sure. When you have kids in the mix, it gets very complicated. And so this, of course, is something that you certainly want to avoid if you can. Situation here, we've got just a small comment here. Basically says, going through a divorce, soon-to-be ex-wife claiming collection is worth $50K, more like $2,000. Hey, this stuff is not worth that, so I'll just give her all the base cards and she can figure it out if she thinks it's worth that much. Now, there's a couple different things. Is she extremely unreasonable and just thinks that the stuff is worth $50,000? She's just making huge claims and wants as much money as she can get. Certainly, possibly true. Or how are the cards acquired? Did the person spend a lot of money on breaks or opening boxes? And so just to play devil's advocate, could this be why she thinks that the cards are worth a lot more because of the amount of money that's spent on boxes, breaks, and that sort of a thing? And as we know, boxes, breaks, with new product, it is a losing proposition if you don't get the monster hit. Credit card debt in the United States has been an issue, continues to be an issue, and this, again, is kind of a bubble. I think a lot of people are wondering, is the bubble going to burst at some point, where people have just spent a tremendous amount, not just on trading cards and collectibles, just in life in general, just kind of overextended on credit cards. And I think that's a lot of what happens here when people get sucked in, whether it's buying singles, buying boxes, buying into breaks, buying into the Razzes and the gambling products and all that stuff. Then all of a sudden the credit card bill comes through, and the wife, the spouse, the husband, the boyfriend, the girlfriend is like, hold on a second. How much are we spending in this hobby, and what are we getting in return? It's just a much more expensive hobby than it was 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago. You could be buying cards, but they're relatively inexpensive. Even high-end cards 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago, a lot of them were 60, 70, 80% less than what they cost now. So stakes are just a lot higher these days in this hobby. So I think that there is more and more of a reason for all of us to really be careful watching what we are buying, why we are buying it, and if applicable, taking our spouse, family members, everybody that's involved if applicable, into account when making these sorts of buys, these purchases. And I'm here with you all. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm some perfect collector / speculator. I've had instances where I've had to really revamp what I'm doing. I would say that's part of life. That's part of just getting better all the time. I've had literally dozens of people over the years that have come to me or commented on a video, hey, I've lost everything. I've lost my relationship. And even if those relationships weren't lost and maybe they were repaired, think of all the work that has to be done as it strained a relationship. Did a video going back where guys talking about losing a couple $100,000 in breaks over the last 12 months. Now, maybe this person just makes a ton of money and it's okay, but I mean, I've got to think that, again, that's going to put pressure on any relationship. And as we move through 2025, let's not forget just to be careful out there. There are consequences for this stuff, and they can be very expensive consequences if there is a divorce that comes from it. Friends, take care of yourselves, take care of your families, enjoy this hobby. And if it doesn't necessarily have to be high-end cards. It can be binders of sets that are $40. It can be 89 Topps packs that are $1. It can be Ninja Turtle cards from 1990. It can be a lot of different things. There are cards, opportunities at different price points within the sports card, non-sports cards, TCG, hobby. And it's all about just keeping it under control. Friends, have an amazing day ahead. Stay healthy, stay awesome. I'll talk to you again later.